In May 2023, English soccer player Ivan Toney, from Brentford Football Club in the English Premier League, received an 8-month ban and a $62,500 fine for 232 violations of the Football Association's betting rules. While Toney is responsible for his actions and subsequent punishment, this incident sheds light on the larger issue of sports betting and its detrimental effects on young men. The story begins with rapper 50 Cent, who bet $500,000 on the New York Giants winning the National Football Conference title in 2012, ultimately winning over $1 million. This elevated his status among gambling enthusiasts and created a dream for young men everywhere, the dream of winning big through betting. Today, this dream has been made accessible through countless sports betting apps, which lure users with the promise of becoming millionaires by betting on their favorite sports. Unfortunately, this easy access to gambling has triggered a global public health crisis and addiction epidemic. Major sports leagues, including the NFL, now collaborate with casinos and gambling apps through multi-million-dollar partnerships. Advertisements from sportsbook companies like FanDuel and DraftKings are prevalent during events such as the Super Bowl. Even lower-tier English football leagues and college sports have embraced sponsorship deals with betting companies. Around 40% of shirt sponsors in the 2022/2023 Premier League season were gambling companies, while colleges allow representatives from online gambling companies to promote their products to underage students. These companies exploit legalities to defend their practices, arguing that legal sports betting apps are safer than using untrustworthy bookies. However, the issue lies not in the legality but in the aggressive marketing tactics aimed at vulnerable audiences. Statistics reveal that 1 in 5 American adults has placed bets on sports in the past year, with sports betting revenue reaching approximately $75 billion in 2022. Young men are disproportionately affected by this surge in sports betting, as they are more susceptible to addiction. Gambling addicts face higher rates of depression and suicidal behavior, with 19% attempting suicide, the highest among all addictions. Unlike traditional gambling, sports betting gives bettors a false sense of control, as they believe their choices are informed by their knowledge of the sport. Some young men even rely on social media influencers for betting advice, unaware that many of these influencers are scam artists exploiting their naivety. The constant flow of sports betting information on platforms like Twitter and YouTube, coupled with aggressive marketing, compels people to bet higher amounts and more frequently, despite the likelihood of losing. New Jersey, one of the first states to legalize gambling, now faces 3 times the national average of gambling addicts, with approximately 13% of the population suffering from a gambling problem. Despite being aware of the risks associated with sports betting, there is a lack of public outcry for stricter regulations or even a ban. To address this issue, sports betting apps should implement time and money limits, particularly for younger users. Public service announcements about gambling addictions should be funded on television and social media. Countries like Australia have restricted online live sports gambling, requiring bets to be placed via phone or at designated venues where staff can intervene if addiction signs are observed. In the UK, top athletes and celebrities are prohibited from appearing in gambling ads, and English Premier League clubs have agreed to remove gambling sponsorships from match day shirts starting in the 2026-27 season. The United States must learn from these measures and implement similar regulations. Currently, federal oversight of legal online gambling is lacking, with no designated federal funds for gambling addiction treatment or research. State legislation and consumer protections are also inconsistent. The responsible marketing code established by the American Gaming Association falls short of effectively regulating the industry, much like asking cigarette companies to self-regulate in the past. Similar to tobacco control measures, gambling addiction should be treated seriously.